Hey guys, just before we kick this one off, this video is brought to you by Massdrop, who have teamed up with Sennheiser to create the PC37X gaming headset. It's a lightweight open back headset with a noise cancelling microphone, little volume dial on the side, and quite a comfortable fit. Link will be in the description, so check it out. So long controls CT side. It's incredibly important. If you lose it, you're forced to go back up to short, which isn't quite as favourable as this long option you might have. So I'm looking at a couple options today, what you might be able to do, starting off with Team Liquid. And they throw this very interesting execute, one with the Molotov off the pillar there, and it's just going to be Twist getting himself to pit, and then finding himself in very favourable fights. You can see in this example here, ropz is out in the open because there's nowhere really left for him to go. And you might be thinking, what do you mean there's nowhere left for him to go? You just threw one Molotov. Well, if I show you the execute from all the different POVs or up in this sky from right now, you can see two Molotovs come in from Liquid. The first one, as we saw, being Twists, which lands right there, the first one. I want you to watch the way this one spreads. You can see a leash coming in and out to bounce off the wall. But before that one pops, notice how this is out nice and wide from the door. So if ropz wants to come out, even with the incredible spawn he had, he's still running through a Molotov, he's taking a bit of damage, and if they are trying to go to blue bin, well, this second Molotov's coming in and mauling out that whole area. Now the other important thing to note is, see how big this wall is right now that the Team Liquid mods have created? Because ropz got the great spawn, he was able to just beat it. So he's only on 86 points of health, still pretty solid. But anyone else that doesn't have the most incredible spawn possible, like the rest of Mousesports, they're all locked out. They can't be chasing you down. You have 2 or 3 players out here for the T side. There's this one player, you're isolating them, you're also bombarding him with flashes. So these mollies, I really like them. You're allowed to peek within the door, as I'm showing here with Sunny. You can see he can actually peek all he wants. They've got that smoke down. They know it's quite difficult for him to actually take this out. We're going to see the flashes from Nitro also flash this position. So by the time anything can happen, Twist is in pit, and you see he's got the cover. He can control this fight as much as he wants. And ropz is the one left in the open, as we already saw. So the Molotov's forcing ropz all the way out here, close to this smoke. And there's multiple players here from Liquid. They know there's probably maximum of one person out because of how the Molotovs work. And Twist knows exactly where to pre-aim. There's not too many options. He's going to flash it off. And then just to complete it all, he's like, all right, no one here. That was Molotov. Very unlikely someone's in that position. The very standard smoke off the wall. And long control is theirs. So let's look at the different POVs. Often in most teams, CT long controls is this third person, often is the AWP, same in Astralis, it'll often be Device with the supportive flashes. But Nitro's going to be the one getting this position at car and flashing over with the timing straight away to really push anyone off this angle. So you can see the first flash going to come in right now, and the way this flash pops is you notice it's right above the top of the roof right here. So anyone peeking like Twist or Leash would be, they're not going to get blinded by this, only the T side coming out. You can see it gets ropz, it's going to get anyone in that doorway trying to peek out towards the corner. So it's quite an effective flash and one most teams will throw. You'll see the lineup, there's the second one coming in right now from Nitro. And as these flashes are popping, notice what Twist is doing. He's not really looking to fight, he's crossing with them. And that's basically all Nitro has to do, is to supply those flashes, which blinds the T side long enough so they can't go for this peek. I showed you they could peek in that doorway like Sunny does. But if they do, they're getting hit by these flashes. And then Nitro, he's just in position. He's going to hold the edge of this smoke until he's like, all right, Twist in control. He's got it locked down. And he's going to move straight back to short, as most of these players would. You can see, very good read by him, because this is what teams will do if they get out long. They'll try and rush short while you're concentrating on that long position. Nitro is a little bit too aware for it. So his job, very simple, just the double flash from the car position. If you want to see the lineup, I probably missed it. There it is right there. Backs himself up. Just aims that little bit on the wall. You guys can work it out. You're pretty smart. And it's a jump through. That's the flash. Now, Alicia's point of view is relatively simple. He's going to be the more supportive player for Twist. When this utility comes up from the T side is when he throws the second Molotov. There's other examples where if they have no utility come up from the T side, he'd actually just stop right here and he wouldn't even release this grenade. He'd just hold it, hang on to it for later in the round, but you can see obviously a lot of pressure from Mousesports in this scenario, so he's going to throw it out, try and counter their long control. And his job's pretty simple, supply an extra flash for Twist to try and peek with. But he's just going to come back and hold the edge of this smoke, similar to Nitro, and then pull out his nade when he sees nothing. Because Twist is still alive, he's confident to pull out this grenade. The timing of this grenade is pretty much as these mollies are fading, maybe the T side is ready to try and gear up to come out behind ropz. This molly is pretty much just to punish them. As you can see, it's exactly what it does to Sunny. And then he's going to just hang around for that little bit extra until they make sure they have control. So you see Twist smoke starts to come off, and it's going to land indoors, and that's when he's getting a read. Still checking the smoke. Notice he doesn't even move straight away when Nitro gets that kill. He has to make sure Long's on lockdown first before coming back here. That smoke's an interesting one, but I can potentially see the idea before it. But he's a very supportive role for Twist, and that grenade at the end, definitely a nice one to try and punish anyone extra trying to come out as those Molotovs fade. And finally, obviously Twist's point of view. You saw it at the beginning, but I want to show you exactly what it does, some of the lineups, and the importance of the timing of the second flash he throws. So this Molotov obviously can be quite a difficult one. He's going to line it up. As soon as he comes around this corner, he's going to be running along the curb, as you can see, on the floor right now, just running along the middle of that. And he's going to be aiming at the right side of this pole, obviously, and up to the top of that green section. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I might put a little thing on the screen right now. He's going to run forward until he hits the bottom of it right there, still aiming at the right-hand side of this pole, as I said, and just release that one. The flash is going to be a reactive thing, so as soon as he sees the control coming out from Mousesports, he's going to throw his own flash in the air, and this is really just to help stagger the flashes along with Nitro. So if we follow this flash right now, you can see the flashes. You can hear Nitro's flash and then his flash, and it's going to be followed by another one from Nitro. So he's really staggering these flashes, making that extra flash come out, make things difficult for the T side. It's not really timed, it's just as soon as he wants to, he's going to throw it in the air, and you've got a good chance of staggering. It's very unlikely him and Nitro are going to release a flash at the exact same time. He's going to release the smoke, as I said earlier, and that's basically the whole take. I recommend practicing that Molotov off the pole because you might have a little bit of problem with that one. Just practice it maybe 5 times, you should have it down. But besides that, that's the Liquid long take. Probably one of my favorite long takes in the game at the moment, and as far as I know, they are the only team running it at the moment. And our second long control is going to be from Big. This one focused a lot more on dealing damage to anyone trying to get out nice and early from the T side, as opposed to denying the map control and trying to flash them off and get those easier kills. So the way this does a lot of damage is, first off, we're going to have Gobby throwing his nade straight into Long Hut. He has a relatively good spawn. So you can see straight away, Simple's going to eat this grenade. It's going to make him nice and low. Other things about this take are, you got tabseN on top of here. He's throwing the flashes, very similar to what we saw from Nitro earlier on. Similar concept, just a slightly different lineup. And then the other player we're going to be looking at is going to be Nex. And he's going to be throwing this nice deep Molotov in towards this hut area. So not only is this player going to get naded that anyone's coming out, there's also going to be a Molotov landing in front of them. We set these players out. I'll break it down a little bit more in a second when I go through the POVs. We see the nade goes, Simple cops down to 47 HP. He's forced to move very quickly. He can't tank that molly like some AWPers might want to, so Gobby's going to peek out nice and quickly and find that kill eventually onto Simple. So you can see, deals a lot of damage early on as opposed to maybe denying control. Players could get out towards this blue bin, but at the risk of being grenaded, and they're going to be low HP. Then Gobby trusts himself to win the fight. If you're Gobby, get a bit of support. He's not the best aimer in the world, but you can see a lot of utility damage you don't need to be. So we're going to break this one down, and there's small little things as well that forces Simple to leave real early, that makes him miss that shot, even though Gobby is peeking out without any particular flash support that we saw earlier on. So if we go into the POVs, we're going to start to realize exactly how this will break down and will really punish any T player trying to get out to this position of the map. So start off with Nex. He's going to be the one Molotoving off the Long Hut area from on top of this car. So his positioning is like so, and his crosshair placement, you can see on your screen, basically the bottom of that little white dip in the wall. I don't know, you guys can see it hopefully, your eyes, otherwise you're probably going to struggle playing CSGO, but he's on the back windscreen. That's how he's going to line himself up towards the back. You can see exactly where he's standing right now, aiming like so. It's going to be a walk throw forward. So he's going to be walking forward a couple of steps and letting this one fly in towards the Long Hut, and it's going to land like so. And you can see this really forces Simple to move. His crosshair is perfectly on Gobby, but because he's just eaten a grenade, he knows, I can't sit in this Molotov very long. I've seen AWPers plenty of time, just a Molotov coming out. They're happy to sit in this for a second or two, see if any CT is going to peek out, because they know, I can tank this, I can go down to 50 HP, I got an AWP, I'm one-shot kill, it's alright. But because of this coming out, even though Gobby's peeking right now, you can see Simple's movement. He's trying to move as he takes that shot because he knows I have to get out of here ASAP. You can see also the way this Molotov spreads. It spreads out a long way, halfway across the hut basically. So Simple knows, again, I got to run through a little bit of Molotov. I have to start moving, which allows Gobby to peek out nice and early. No flash support. So what are they trading off in this scenario? One, they're doing a whole lot of damage. And this is one thing that Liquid's take doesn't do, is because Gobby throws his grenade out and then the Molotov lands, they're punishing anyone going for this early pick. Liquid's take doesn't do that because you're allowed to peek this door, you might get flashed, but you're going to fall away, you're not really losing any HP or potentially a player. But as I said, there's a trade-off, and this is most obvious from tabseN's point of view, and that being the fact that even though you're dealing a large amount of damage earlier on, if players do rush out from the opposing side, it's not quite as safe. You're going to see just that single flash coming out from tabseN. You can see Simple's not even blind by this one because it lands a little bit further out to the right than Nitro's one. I actually prefer Nitro's one personally, but it's a different lineup. Anyone rushing out would be blinded by this particular flash. But there is actually no more flashes from Big right now. So if anyone was rushing out or there was any kind of early pressure from Na'Vi, it's not going to be quite as safe. Not going to have those 4 flashes coming out from the Team Liquid side. There's no Molotov actually out here right now stopping these players. They're not taking damage such as they would be in the previous one coming out versus Liquid. So again, it's kind of the trade-off. They're going to be on 50 HP because of Gobby's nades. They're going to be low players rushing out at you, but they're not going to really be stopped by any utility as opposed to the Liquid one. So again, it's a trade-off. Early damage, punishing anyone doing what Simple's doing. Liquid's one doesn't do that, but it's going to come back and really punish when trying to rush out. It's going to be the more safe one. I'd say Big's one is high risk, a little higher reward as well. So they're little trade-offs you're going to be playing. One thing to note as well though is if there is a lot of pressure, you can see in this clip here, next we'll throw a second flash just for Godby again. It's a little bit reckless the way Godby just crosses. He doesn't have all those entourage of flashes we saw before. So that's how he's going to cross. He's going to get in the pit and he's going to try and take this kill earlier on as well, as you saw. So they're the two trades off. Big one doing a lot more damage, as I said. And there's just two options for you. The big one a little bit more simpler. Maybe if you're playing with more simple-minded teammates, you can get this one down. Obviously, the Molotov is probably something you have to know. But that is it, guys, for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Let me know what you think about these long controls or any other good ones you see in the comments. And I'll catch you all in the next video.